Well, a little sluggish, a little disappointed in how sluggish they were, but Tuesdays is a tough, hard work day. We implement the game plan, and the way we practice, we don't have a chance to meet prior to it, so we have to put a lot of things in on the run. But the effort is still there. We're not sure of ourselves because of the different things that got to go in.
An update on Kennedy. I know he had
He's going to be okay. It wasn't as bad as they originally thought. They got the X-rays back. He's not ready to go now. It's just a matter of how much pain he was willing to, kind of endure, if you will. But he'll be ready.
this road trip coming up, and it's a long one. But would you say it's kind of good in a way to kind of get away for a while? 2 week stretch.
Nah, I don't know about that. I think road trips are good because these young guys have to be together. They stay in a hotel, 64 of them, and they have to bond because there's not much else to do. I don't know about getting away. And they're going to miss school. There's a lot of preparation that goes into it. I've never done it before. I know Mac and Coach Mac and those guys used to do it a lot in the past. I've not done it, never done it, so we'll have to just see how it goes.
You use multiple quarterbacks against Colorado State. Who's going to be the guy going forward?
Well, we'll see. That's what today's practice is about. Tomorrow's practice is about. We'll decide that later.
When you watch film on Utah State, what stands out offensively?
They are a very good football team. They're just like Colorado State. They're big and strong and well drilled, and they don't make many mistakes. It's going to be a real challenge for us, but I think our guys are up to it.
What's going to be the toughest part to prepare for?
Pardon me?
What's going to be the toughest aspect to prepare for?
Oh, everything. They're sound, they're solid, they're up nationally in all phases, offense, defense, special teams. We're going into a hostile place. It's going to be cold. But, what we tell our guys, it doesn't matter who we play, where we play, what time we play. It's all about us, and that's what it's going to have to be these next 2 weeks.
Back-to-back, what do you think about Navy so far, too?
Well, we obviously snuck a look at him. Again, we all know who coaches them. He's a tremendous football coach. He's a terrific fellow. That's going to be a challenge, but right now we have to worry about Utah State. I'm sure they're worried about Notre Dame. They're not worried about us.
On the second leg of that road trip, you were talking about stopping by the state capitol. What are you hoping the kids get out of that?
Well, a lot of them haven't seen Washington, D.C. A lot of local kids. Part of it in education is not only in the books, but it's seeing things and experiencing things. We're looking forward to it. We're going to see the monuments. We're going to make time to make sure they understand how fortunate they are to be living in the United States, and especially to be living in Hawaii.
Looking at Utah State specifically, on paper against the run, they seem to do pretty well. What do you think you need to do to get the run game going?
Well, we need to do whatever it takes to win. People say, why don't you run, why don't you pass? All we're trying to do is win a football game. If they allow us to run, we'll try to run it. If they force us to throw it, we'll have to throw it. We just, it's not a matter of do we have to run, do we have to throw. It's just what are they going to do to us? What are they presenting defensively for us?
In this home stretch, are you trying to group more guys for the future too? Some of the younger guys?
No. We're trying to win a football game. That's all we worry about.
How good did it feel to get back out here today?
It feels good, and we just gotta work on all our mistakes and get back to work and just forget about the past.
You personally have been getting a lot of reps in the past few games. How much do you feel that's helped you grow? Kind of like a baptism by fire in a sense this season.
It helped me a lot, helped me grow. Helped me grow as a person and my football IQ. It's just it made me grow a little bit older and just mature up so that I can step up for the team.
After this past weekend's loss, what was the message in the locker room the coaches preaching?
Coach told us just never give up, and he loves us. It's just that the positive attitude. We've been in these situations before, so it's not about the talk now. We just got to show it.
A lot of people have talked about the offenses being able to explode in the fourth quarter. Do you think that's a mindset thing, or the way defenses have been playing you guys? What do you think has led to your guys' success late in games?
Well, our goal for every game is just to win the fourth quarter. So for this week, we changed it to win the first quarter and the fourth quarter. So I think starting from the game, we're gonna go fast paced, just like how we do in the fourth quarter, and see how it goes.
Looking at Utah State, the run game has been pretty outstanding on paper. Have you seen anything on film that you guys can exploit to get your run game going?
I think it's just more focusing on ourselves. Throughout these games, we've been beating ourselves in the foot. So if we execute on our plays and we do our 1/11th, I think we can get these guys.
Because these games are back to back, do you kind of find yourself in a way preparing for 2 games at once, or?
No, it's just sticking to one game at a time. It's gonna be fun, and I'm just motivated. I'm excited, and like I said before, we just gotta forget about these past games and just show up these next few games and see how it goes.
Do you feel like going on this road trip and kind of being isolated with your teammates will help you guys get closer?
I think so. Us being away, it will always get us closer, and like I said, we just see how it goes, and we just gotta stick together and represent for the state.
I mean, it felt good. Just another game. Fun to go play with my teammates and go have fun playing football. So it was fun to get out there again and go play. I mean, it was a disappointing loss, but it's fun to be with this group of guys. It's a great team, a great kind of camaraderie together. So it's always nice to be with these guys.
What has the message been going forward after Saturday's loss?
I mean, I think it's just the same thing. It's just we got to just move on to the next one and correct our mistakes and stop making little mistakes that are kind of killing us and just get better each and every week and try to get that first win.
When you look at Utah State, what stands out to you defensively?
I really haven't looked at that much tape so far, but I know that they run kind of a 3-4, so I've just got to get kind of prepared for that. Looking back at the other teams we played, they ran a 3-4, so kind of some of the same schemes. And then just, moving forward and it's just another team. It's more about us and what we have to do and execution and not making little mistakes, and then I think we can win if we just do our thing.
It's a long road trip, but how much do you feel isolation is going to kind of help this team?
Well, I think because we're so close together that the isolation is really going to bring us even closer and kind of put everyone in the same level and get all of us together, coaches and everything, and kind of get that camaraderie just a little bit more up, and hopefully we can go more towards this first win.
With the success you guys have had in the fourth quarter offensively, do you think that's something to do with mentality or the way defenses have been playing you guys? What is it?
Well, I just think that when we go to that situation, we're kind of down, and they know we're going to throw the ball, so the defense backs off, and then Sean gets a chance to throw some of the routes that we kind of didn't have in the beginning of the game, and then we go more towards some of our 2-minute stuff, and then, I mean, our 2-minute stuff has been working this whole season, so I mean, it's just kind of what clicks at what time, and I guess it's just been happening in the fourth quarter this year.
So the 2-minute stuff, do you think that gets you guys in a rhythm, going fast and kind of getting?
I just think it gets the defense tired, and when the defense gets a lot more tired and we're kind of moving the ball a lot, we get more energy. We're getting tired too, but we get more energy moving more towards the end zone, and defense keeps getting backed up, and they kind of lose that energy that they have. So I think it kind of just a little bit of them being down and us kind of being on the rise a little bit, going more towards the end zone.
I was looking at Utah State specifically, run defense. They've been pretty good. What do you think you guys need to do to get your run game going after, 42 yards against?
I just think we need to stay on our blocks. We need to just move the down guys and get to that second level. And if we can get to that second level, we can get Steve out in the open, get Diosmi out in the open, and we can get some yards.
You talked about the fourth quarter, but how much of a player do you guys really want to get going in the first quarter, right off the bat?
Well, I mean, this week we really put an emphasis on we got to go get better in the first quarter, and that's something we really need to work on. We haven't been doing well at all, come out slow, and I think this week we really need to kind of step it up in preparation and get everything prepared so we can go out there and start fast.
Now, as for this road trip, 2 legs. Can you imagine a tougher road trip going from Hawaii all the way out to Utah State, where it's going to be cold, and then going all the way to Annapolis after that?
I mean, I really wouldn't want to be some of these Florida teams coming out here and going all the way back and forth, but I mean, it's just a business trip. I mean, we're really not too worried about how far we're going. I mean, we're going to go somewhere anyways. Got to get on a plane 5 hours wherever we go. So, I mean, we always fly, so we're really not too worried about that. We just got to kind of focus down and get this business trip going.
Coach, how refreshing was it to get back out here after Saturday?
Well, I think it gets a mindset going back. We were a little bit rusty in that first quarter or so, getting back off the bye, but second half we picked it up. We ended up doing some things that we wanted to get done, and hopefully that'll start from the beginning instead of at the second half. We got to do that from the first quarter on.
Yeah, what did you tell the players going into that second half? Because it was like day and night the way the defense was playing. Yeah. It was crazy.
Well, what we did as coaches, we had this magic dust and we sprinkled it on them. I like to say that, no, but honestly, we put a couple different things in. Other than that, we just re-emphasized what our responsibilities are. Getting off the ball, coming downhill to stop the run, and not have our secondary do that all the time, because then it makes us vulnerable. And I think the boys, once they understood where we're at, then they came out fighting. It's just like I told them, maybe we got to reschedule some things at the beginning before we start going out on the field, is have a 5-minute meeting to refresh our guys what we're thinking and what we're doing, as opposed to just having them warm up and then go right into the game. Maybe we need to take that little refresher and get it to them so they can get a little bit more focused.
Does it kind of go back to the simplify mentality of making it simple and they can execute?
No. We've been running it all year. What happened again is I think what some of that was is when we got oversimplified, then guys started taking advantage of us because they knew how to get us in certain defenses, certain coverages, and then took advantage of that. So I don't think it's a situation. This is our second year. It's not that guys don't understand where we're going. We just need to focus on the details of what we're doing. Whether our alignment's wrong, we need to make sure, because 6 inches might not think a big deal, but if you're a 6 inch one way and they run the other way, you have now given the offensive line an angle to cut you off. And so we just need to be a little bit more attention to detail on where we align, who we have, what our eye progression is, and then we can go ahead and execute. But unfortunately, in that first half, we were putting ourselves in position where even though we tried to execute, we were getting cut off because of our alignment or our eyes weren't right, and then all of a sudden we're taking longer to react to these blocks. And when you get good teams that can pull guys, guard pull, tackle pull, you have to have your eyes right. Otherwise, they can out-leverage you in a second. And with those type of running backs that can hit it downhill, it puts you in a bad predicament. And that's what we had in the first quarter. And then we started to settle back down. But we need to be more consistent at doing that.
When you watch tape of Utah State's offense, what stands out to you first?
A senior offensive line. Good players, physical, very similar to what we had against Colorado State, Fresno, those teams. It seems like everybody says seniors and juniors except for our offense and defensive line. So it's going to be a big challenge for us. One of their senior tight ends is injured, so he probably is not going to play. But the running backs are good. They're downhill runners. They're not super physical, but they are good running. The quarterback makes good decisions. He's a freshman kid, but yet he's very accurate with the ball, makes good decisions. So they're trying to, ride their run game and then make it a little bit easier for their quarterback.
Yeah, how much did that Chucky Keaton really hurt the team? Do you feel like as you watch tape, they didn't even really miss a step?
Well, I think it's a different offense. I think they try to exploit a lot of the edges, when Chucky Keaton's there because he can get the edge, he can keep the ball, they can run their read zones a little bit more effective. It seems like now their game is trying to work inside the tackles with a little bit of fly sweep with their fast receivers. This is probably going to be another talented group of receivers that we're seeing, similar to Fresno, similar to San Jose. So they've got some playmakers. Number 8's a heck of a player. He'll go up and get it. 7's good. 9's there's a little fast slot back. So we're going to have to, make sure that our secondary can concentrate on really stopping the pass. And that's why, again, emphasizing the stopping the run with our front 7 is going to be very important.
You've been around football a long time. You ever had a road trip this long with this many miles on it?
No, I haven't. Usually when you do a road trip, you'll leave on a Wednesday, Thursday, get back on a Sunday possibly, but never in a situation where we're leaving on Thursday and then coming back late on a week and a half later on a Sunday. So I think it's going to be nice. Coach Chow, not only is it going to be fun football-wise, but how many times are boys from the Hawai'i Island going to be able to a chance to get to Washington, D.C. or see the Naval Academy? Those academies are special. I've been fortunate enough to played against Air Force, played against Army on those campuses, and they're really excited. Historic. It's something that I think the boys will really enjoy, and going back to the Capitol, seeing the memorial, seeing things like that, I think is educational for our guys too, and it might give them a little bit of pep and something different to understand that football is a game, but there is other life outside of that.